Hello. In this lesson, we will talk about how to use Westlaw for preemption checking for a case note. Before we go into that content, though, I do want to point out our new landing page, lawschool.tr.com or lawschool.thomsonreuters.com. Here you will see all of the products your school subscribes to on one drop-down list. In addition, if you click TWEN, you've all been pre-registered for a Westlaw Resources class. Within that class, I have uploaded an e-version of the Law Review and Journal Production Guide, as well as several other videos I've recorded so that you can look at those throughout the year as need be. Now, preemption checking for a case note is going to be a little bit different than preemption checking for a comment, for a full comment. It's a lot easier, actually, because keep in mind that when you're writing a case note, you're really focusing on one individual case and you're peeling apart and analyzing in depth that particular case. So, take for example Murphy v. NCAA. If this is the case I want to use as focal point for my case note, all I have to do is simply retrieve the case by name or citation, select the citing references link. Now, this is a case the Supreme Court decided over a year ago, and in 1 year, there have been 416 documents that have cited to it. If you use a relatively recent case, you're not going to get nearly as many citing references. But using this case for academic purposes today, if I click citing references, for preemption check purposes, I'd be interested in looking at law reviews that have been published that might preempt me or knock me out of the game, so to speak. So the first thing we're going to do is, when we look at the citing references, filter to just law reviews. Now there were 64. Again, speaking to your particular cases, there won't be nearly as many, especially again if you had picked something that was relatively recent. The academic law reviews and journals just haven't been able to go to press. If you've decided on a case that was released in spring of this year, in the last 3 months, there's probably not going to be more than 2 or 3, if that have published that have cited to your case. But I just want you to be aware, the first thing you're going to always do is run that initial check and look for academic law reviews that have published that have cited to your particular case. But keep in mind, you don't run a preemption check once and that's it. Even though there hasn't been anything written yet, or anything written yet that might have preempted me from writing a case note that focused on this particular case, doesn't mean that there won't be one in the future. So what you want to make sure you do after you run your initial preemption check, you want to set up a key cite alert and let Westlaw automatically track that citation for you and email you future references to that particular case. And to set up a key cite alert, it is really straightforward, very easy. Step 1, on the browsing bar, click on the icon that looks like a bell. Once you do that, it will take you into a wizard where in 4 steps you can set up your key cite alert. Step number 1, just confirm the citation. Step number 2, you select the content that it is going to track. So here we give you the ability to get future positive and or negative references to your particular case, and we give you an ability to limit to particular content. So if you only wanted future law reviews that cited to your case, you could do that. I recommend getting everything. For topic development purposes, If there were cases that cited to your case, you'd probably want to look at those and maybe use those as you develop your case note. So just keep the default essentially for step number 2. Next step is where you input your email address as well as the format. And the final step, you schedule the alert. You can schedule the alert to run weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Obviously, you're going to want to schedule it to run as often as possible. So select weekly. And another choice that is really kind of neat, there's an option that is not selected by default, but I recommend that you select it. The option is to alert me even when there are no results. That way you'll know it's running every week. You'll get an email saying, hey, nothing new this week. Once you click save, it will take you to your alert center where it is listing every single West clip and key site alert you have running. Now, if you ever needed to get back into this section and look at your alerts, you just simply click the notification section. Okay, final tip. Here are some contacts at your school. Holly is your academic account manager, and Ben, who most of you know, is a staff member on the law review. Good luck and happy researching.